Hello, and thank you for taking the time to join us for a demonstration of the capabilities and functionality of Imprivata Cortext, the secure messaging solution for healthcare. My name is Joe Finch, Senior Sales Engineer here at Imprivata, and I'll be walking you through the demonstration of the features that Cortext can offer you today. We're going to start things out by taking a look at how Imprivata Cortext can integrate with Imprivata OneSign, the single sign-on solution for healthcare, by launching the Imprivata Cortext application that we have deployed to this first workstation. I'm going to go ahead, launch that, and you'll see now that down in the taskbar, we've automatically launched and signed my authenticated user, Harry Finch, into Imprivata Cortext. Now, this is not a requirement of Cortext. You do not need Imprivata OneSign to use the solution. It does, however, make signing into the solution much easier on your end users. So certainly feel free to speak with your account manager regarding Imprivata OneSign in addition to Cortext. But for the purposes of today's demonstration, we're going to start things out by both logging into the desktop application as well as logging into the mobile application that we have mirrored here on our iPhone to the right. So Imprivata Cortext can be downloaded from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. And we make authenticating a user as simple as scanning in a one-time use QR code. So as you can see here, you can also allow your users, particularly those mobile-only users, to authenticate using username and password. However, it's far easier for that user to simply scan and log themselves in to the mobile application seamlessly. Now, what we're seeing on screen right now is the ability of an administrator to provide for an unlock code. Now, we understand many of our customers do not have mobile device management or MDM solutions, so we incorporate some features of those MDM solutions into the app itself. So there is the ability for an administrator to set the requirement of a 4-digit unlock code, which also incidentally integrates with Apple Touch. So if this phone, this demonstration phone, were configured with Touch ID, I would be able to, in essence, use my fingerprint to unlock the Cortex application. But I'm going to go ahead now and create a PIN code. And as you can see here, we've now successfully authenticated into the mobile device. Now, if I were to close the application fully, or a certain time period set by my administrator were to pass, I'd be required to enter in that PIN code in order to unlock the application. And this provides just an additional layer of security. If the phone were to be lost, there's no requirement that the PIN be used at the device level. It's simply a feature that we offer to protect your important patient health information or patient protected information that may be sent back and forth within the confines of the Cortex application. So now that we've gotten logged in, we're going to show some additional features around the ability to send messages between users and groups within the Cortex application. And we'll see also the synchronization of messages between the desktop and the mobile application. So I'm going to click here on the inbox, and I'm going to create a new message. And you can see here that I've got nothing in my inbox on the left-hand side, and in essence, I'm going to now search for a predetermined group. So let's say I would like to communicate with somebody in the orthopedics group. So I can start typing. And you can see here that not only have we found the organizational group inside of my demo Cortex tenant of Finch Health, but we've also found an orthopedic surgeon. So a really nice feature of the free text search in the new message window here is the ability to search not only by groups and names, but also by specialty. So if I wanted to message Sam Finch directly, I could do so. But in this case, I'm actually going to pick the ortho group. Resize the window, and I will send a test message. This is a sample message. And you can see there that that message nearly instantaneously synchronized with the inbox on my phone over here on the right-hand side. As we can see, no one has read this message yet. It's been read by 0 of 2 recipients. I can view details of that message and see who's online. Sam Finch here is indicated as being online by the green check mark, and whether or not any of the recipients have actually read the message, as indicated by these little closed envelopes here. So I'm going to switch now to a different desktop. This would be Sam Finch's desktop. And you can see here down in the taskbar that Sam has one unread message that was sent to the group ortho from user last name Finch at the Finch Health tenant. Quick note on tenants. Imprivata Cortext does offer the ability to have users connect to multiple tenants. In essence, a user identity is a global identity, and that user can join multiple organizational tenants seamlessly through one instance of the application and one instance of their account. And certainly if that is of interest to you and your team, please feel free to contact your account manager for more information. So I'm going to go ahead now as Sam Finch and click on that unread message. And you can see there that that little one that briefly appeared in the inbox has disappeared. And I have now read that message from Harry Finch. If I were to now switch back to Harry Finch's inbox, you can see that the read by indicator has incremented by 1. And again, going back to the details of said message, going back to the details of said message, we can see that Sam Finch is so far the only recipient to have read this message. He did so at 11:16 local time, and that's indicated by that open envelope to the right-hand side. Now, Sam can quickly respond back to that group message. I will switch now to Sam's desktop. This is a sample response. And what you just heard there was the alert coming in on Harry Finch's connected mobile device. That message was read immediately by Harry because of the fact that his Cortext window was open. Now you may have noticed over here on the right-hand side that Cortext locked. The reason for this is that a certain time period of inactivity had passed as set by my administrator, and so Cortext automatically secured itself. This is set deliberately low for the purposes of this demonstration. Most of our customers will set this to 30 minutes, 1 hour, etc. In my case, I believe it's set to about around a 1 minute time period, where no action, no activity on that phone is going to result in a need to re-enter in my PIN code. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my unlock code, open up that message chain, same as I have over here on the left-hand side. And I'm going to go ahead now and send another response back to Sam so we can see what that would look like inside of the mobile device. Now, one really nice feature that we offer for busy clinical staff members who are running room to room, patient to patient, encounter to encounter, is the ability to send a one-touch response. So I can simply click on the one-touch response button on the right-hand side and respond with any of these pre-populated messages on my way. And it will immediately drop that and send that message into the conversation stream. And again, you can see that that has now been read by one of the two recipients. The next feature we'd like to show is the ability to send picture messages from within a mobile device. Now, this is a feature that is also available on the desktop side as well as on mobile. It's, for obvious reasons, much easier on a mobile device since we do have the ability to take photos with a built-in camera on said device. So I'm going to go ahead now and take a photo. I'll take a picture of my office chair here. You'll notice that this photo does not have the ability to be saved to the local device. I may either retake it or I can use the photo. There's no option to save this message to, for instance, the camera roll. So I'm going to go ahead and use this photo. The reason that we prevent that is for reasons related to security and patient health information. If this photo was something less innocuous than an office chair, let's say it was a picture of a patient's wound, etc., you don't want that image being shared with other entities outside of Cortext. So when we capture and send a message in the context of a Cortext conversation, and you see there the synchronization between the desktop application and the mobile application, you can be assured that it remains inside of the Cortext app. So if I now go into the camera roll or the photo app on this device, you can see that there are no photos saved outside of the Cortext application. And that's just one more way that Imprivata Cortext can help member organizations protect patient health information or protected information within a secure HIPAA-compliant platform. So now I've gone back into the mobile application. Some other good features of Imprivata Cortext are the ability to request a callback. So let's say that Sam has received that message and he wants to speak directly with Harry. He can simply go in and request a callback. As we can see here, Sam's mobile number has been populated as part of his user account. He can also request a callback at a custom number, and if he wanted, he could go in and make changes. Let's say his mobile number changed, or he wanted to add a desk phone. These are options that Sam can do through his own user interface. But for now, we're going to simply request a callback on this mobile device and maybe add a message to that callback request. And you'll see here that we now have that callback request that populated into the mobile device. I'm going to tap on that callback request, and you'll note that the phone call is made through the phone's native dialer, so there's no need for the recipient to find a pad and paper, copy and paste out of the application and paste it into the dialer. We simply drop that number into the phone's native dialer, whether that's on Apple, as we're seeing here, or on an Android device. And the application is free for end users and can be downloaded from either the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Now let's say that we wanted to give our users the ability to always be contacted, regardless of whether or not they had their phone in silent mode. This is a common problem faced by many clinicians today, where they may have put their phone on silent and forgotten to take it off of silent mode, maybe because they were in a meeting or because of some other reason. Imprivata Cortext has the unique, industry-leading ability to allow users to provide for an override, whether that's for an urgent alert or for routine messages. Imprivata Cortext allows the ability for the user to override silent mode on the local device, ensuring that alerts are always communicated in real time as soon as they are received by the app. This is a feature that is unique to Imprivata Cortext, is offered by no other vendor in this space. Now that we've taken a look at the ability to override the silent mode on the device, we're going to back out and talk a little bit about out-of-network messaging. We're going to pretend for a moment that this phone is actually not part of the Cortex tenant that we've been operating within, but instead the phone of a colleague or perhaps even of a patient, and send that person an out-of-network message via Cortex's out-of-network message capability. So all that's required is for the user to input the phone number of the device in question. So we're going to enter that phone number in now. You'll see here that Cortex recognizes that this is to be an out-of-network message. Group messaging is not something that we support. It can only be sent to a single phone number at a time. So we'll send a quick message. And we'll see what happens. Basically, we send a text message to the user's device that can be opened in a standard text messaging application. And this message includes a one-time use URL. When the user clicks on that URL, they have the ability to view the message, and they can reply once. The sender receives the response, but that URL is no longer able to be used for purposes of either viewing the message or sending additional responses. If I back out and go back into the SMS application and attempt to reload that same URL, you'll see that they get a, for security reasons, this message has expired message in place of the message they viewed previously. Now, the sender can also send additional responses. Each additional response generates a new one-time use URL that allows the recipient to view only the most recent message. So you see here that the out-of-band user cannot see the prior communications that were sent, even though those are visible on the sender's side. This is a security feature to ensure the chances that an unauthorized user will not be able to view the full message chain and thus limit the exposure of any PHI which may have been sent to this end user. It is worth noting that this functionality must be enabled by the organization and is shipped turned off. So certainly speak with your account manager and with your security team to determine whether or not this functionality is right for your organization. Now that we've covered the ability to send an out-of-network message, let's talk a little bit about availability inside the Cortex application. Availability can be set by any user, whether on the desktop application or on the mobile application, as you can see here on the right-hand side. In essence, what availability does is it allows the user to set their status. Available is the default, and any user who signs into Cortex will automatically be set to available initially. They may also set busy, with options including details, expiration time, we default to a 4-hour expiration, and the ability to give more information about where or why you are busy. Messages can still be sent and received when the user is in a busy state. In addition to the busy status, there's also the ability to set a do not disturb status. Do not disturb differs from busy in the sense that any messages sent to this user will not be delivered until they return to either a busy state or an available state. In essence, the user is authenticated and logged into the system, but they cannot send or receive messages. So we'll search for Sam directly here, and you can see that when I attempt to write him a new message, that we get this bold message stating that that any messages sent will be delivered when the recipient returns. And you can see that that message chain does appear in Harry Finch's inbox, but Sam has received nothing. As soon as Sam returns to an available state, all messages sent to him while he was in Do Not Disturb are delivered immediately. This concludes our demonstration of the end-user feature functionality of Imprivata Cortext. Some other features which we didn't have a chance to cover today include such things as on-call roles, which can be managed by end users and are highly useful in busy clinical environments where different individuals are taking different on-call roles, and perhaps that of an on-call physician, on-call nurse, etc. The capabilities for Nuance speech recognition integration. Imprivata has partnered with Nuance and their Dragon Medical One product to enable secure HIPAA-compliant dictation on supported mobile devices. Administrative center management options, tenant federation, the ability to perform broadcast messaging, management of PIN codes, and message archive policies. To get more information about any of these features or anything else you saw in the demonstration today, please reach out to your Imprivata account manager for more information. Thank you very much and have a great day.